Hey team, it's Justin. I hope you are doing well. I wanted to provide you all with a couple minute just slideshow presentation here of the first of two very important changes that are going to be happening in our organization as we head into 2022. So the first major change is we are going to be updating our pay scale. So our current pay scale, I'm sure a lot of you know, we call it the path. And it's based into, you can see in the left-hand column where you stand in life, under 16, high school, post-high school, part-time, full-time, and then how far you have advanced in your checklists. So example, a high school trainer would very clearly be making $11.75. Now, there are some pros to this system. First of all, it provided you all with a very clear path for growth. And secondly, the checklist system really encouraged you guys to own your own development, which of course you liked and we really liked as well. However, there were some cons to this system. We've heard some feedback from you guys, and there are some things it does not take into account. It does not take into account three really important things that add value to the organization. First of all is your performance. Some of you are just highly skilled at what you do, and you've worked really hard, and you are not being rewarded for the level at which you perform. Secondly, it doesn't take into account your availability. So just to be blunt, people that work more and have a more open availability tend to add more value to the organization just because we have to hire less people, schedule less people. It just makes a lot of things easier and more efficient when people can work more. And then lastly, the path did not take into account rewarding you for your tenure. So to go back here, to use the path as an example, if you look at a high school trainer, you could have a high school trainer who's been with us a couple years, who's working 25 hours a week, only making $11.75, and then compare that to a post-high school part-time new team member who could not be highly skilled at what they do, have not completed any checklists, not work that much, and be making $13 an hour. That just doesn't make any sense. So we really wanted to come up with a system that rewards your performance, your availability, and your tenure. So what we've come up with is this. I think you're really going to enjoy it. We're not really calling it anything. It's just our pay scale, but you'll see it's broken down into four broad categories, and then within these categories there's ranges of pay. So let's start off with the one up top. We're calling this category full-time plus, and we will be starting out team members at $16 an hour for full-time plus. And then you can see each category here has what we call minimum eligibility requirements. So how do I make $16 an hour? Well, here's how. The minimum eligible requirements are you must be available 40 hours per week, you must be available 5 days per week, and you must be available for the following shifts: opening 5:30 to 2, mid 11 to 8, or close 2 to 11. So you must be available 5 days a week for any combination of those three shifts, and you must maintain 32 hours of work per week, and that will get you at $16 an hour. And we are going to be hiring new people in at this wage who meet those requirements. Right below that, you see what is our current full-time, which is maintaining 32 hours of work per week. So anyone who wants to make between 14 and 16, the minimum eligible requirement to be considered for that range would be you have to work a minimum of 32 hours per week. And then as it goes down, you see one part-time category is $13 to $15, and the minimum eligible requirement is you must maintain 20 hours per week. And then the $11 to $13 an hour part-time range, you must maintain 12 hours of work per week. So let's go back. What we like about the system is it allows us to reward people's performance, their availability, and their tenure. So let's use as an example that high school trainer. So say you have a high school trainer who's working 25 hours a week and been with us 2 years. That person can now make between $13 and $15 an hour because of their performance, their availability, and their tenure, which is a significant increase in pay from where they were. Now, I know there's going to be some questions about what these minimum eligible requirements mean for you, and I'll just encourage you to reach out to your head coach with those questions. So here's some questions I'm anticipating you're going to ask. So first question, when will this new pay scale take effect? Well, your leaders are currently, as we speak, updating your wages based on your performance, where you fall in those availability requirements, and your tenure. And we are going to proactively reach out to you and let you know your updated wage by December 12th. By December 12th. So second question, is it possible that I will be taking a pay cut? The answer is no. No one is going to be taking a pay cut. However, if your availability does not meet the minimum eligibility requirements for a given pay range, you won't be receiving a raise, but no one will be taking a pay cut. 3, is there a new pay range for leaders? Yes. So in general, leaders will be making between $1 an hour and $6 an hour above those team member pay bands, depending on, well, what role you are in leadership, and then your performance, availability, and tenure. And your leader will also be reaching out to you about that wage as well. Last question, what's happening with checklists? Will I still receive a raise for completing my checklists? And I'm going to say this, hold tight. We're going to answer that question in the next video we're going to be rolling out for you guys. So in summary, the current path is going away. We are coming up with a new pay scale that allows us to reward you for your performance, your availability, and your tenure. Your leaders will be reaching out to you regarding your wage within the new system by December 12th, and no one will be taking a pay cut. Some people's wage will stay the same, and some will receive a raise. So I'm sure there's more questions about this. Want to have a conversation about it, reach out to any of your leaders, and your head coach, and I'm going to include in this Slack channel that updated pay scale as well. So thank you guys so much for sticking through this. We are really excited about this new pay scale. I hope you are, because I hope you feel like you can be rewarded for things like your performance, how much you work, and how long you've been here. That's the hope. So thank you guys for all you do. I really look forward to rolling this out.